All right, so today I'm showing you how to set up an Amazon seller account. We've had so many requests from people. We made a long tutorial showing you kind of how to get started selling on Amazon, but they wanted to see a detailed process taking you through exactly how to set up an account here. I realize now that this is actually very important to make a full video on because there are a lot of hiccups or speed bumps that people can face when they set up an account where Amazon rejects you or you're waiting to hear back from them for a very long time. If you submit certain types of information in the wrong way, then you can get rejected. And so there can be a lot of problems. That's why I wanted to share this video with you here today. I'm going to walk you through here and let's get into it. All right. So there's about 9 different steps that we'll go over in this video of signing up to become an Amazon seller. And then we'll talk about like the best practices, whether you want to have a business or if you're doing this, personally, if you're doing this to an LLC, there's a lot of different routes you can take there. But I think there's gonna be some really great info and value here in this video. So make sure you subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, where we are helping businesses scale. The first thing that I want to talk about actually is just looking on the Amazon seller dashboard here. Not even signing up for it yet, but just looking at the different pricing models that they have available. Okay, so if we go to sell.amazon.com, this is where you're going to be applying for an Amazon seller account. But let's just quickly go over to pricing because I've had questions on this as well of should you sign up for the individual plan or the professional plan as an Amazon seller. So I really do think it is helpful to have this professional plan here. I know it's $40 a month, and to some people that's a lot of money, like to just be spending on something, but you kind of have to look at it as an investment because with this $39.99 per month, you will get things like advanced selling tools. These are very useful. I'll take you into them later at some point, and then also you can sell products in restricted categories, but beyond that, you have all these different features that you're able to do, like listing in bulk and other things as well that you can't do with an individual account. So you can, if you want to save some money, you can do an individual account and then, consider upgrading later on in the future if you start to really sell a lot of products. But honestly, if you can afford it, I would just get the professional plan right off the bat and just spend that $40 a month, view it as an investment. So let's go ahead and get started with this, and I'll take you through the process here. It can be pretty, confusing or intimidating. And so I want to clear all that up here for you today. So I'm actually going to create a new account along with you here. So let's go ahead, and if you don't have an Amazon account at all, you might as well even just create a fresh one. Maybe you've bought things on Amazon in the past. I would just create a fresh one, especially if you have launched a new business. So let me do this now. Okay, so now I'm just going to create an Amazon account here. Let me do that very quickly now. And then I just briefly have to verify my email. So I'm just going to go over to my inbox and check for that email. Okay, I just entered the code, and now we are getting started with creating our seller account here. And so just take note of things that you will need. Okay, so you can sell from many countries. You don't have to be in the United States in order to sell in the United States. There is a very large list of countries that you're able to sell from, and it is, I would say, the majority of countries in the world you will be able to sell on Amazon. But there are some caveats there. And so, if you are in specific countries, it can be a little bit more difficult. And so hopefully, I can walk you through that as well in this video. But sometimes there's going to be very specific viewers here where, I might not have the answer to people who live in Cambodia on the specifics of your country. But luckily, there is info on that, and I can link to it down below to help you out here. Things that you will need is a government ID or a passport. You're going to need a bank account or a credit card statement. You're going to need a chargeable credit card, not a debit card, a credit card. We've seen people have their account applications rejected because they tried to use debit cards or other things like, cash cards. You really should have a credit card for this. And then also a phone as well. You can even do things as simple as Google Voice. We used that for one in the past. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started applying here for our seller account. All right. Okay, so now we have to enter our business information, and we're starting off with the country that we are in. Okay. And so you're not going to see every country on here, like I said, but there is a pretty wide amount of countries here. For me, I live in the United States. And so, this is going to be a little bit of an easier process. And then we select our business type, our entity type. Now, we already have a company set up. We already have an LLC set up that we're going to use for this. If you don't, we have videos showing you how to set up an LLC or a company. I don't want to confuse you with too many terms here because you don't absolutely need to have one. So let me just kind of explain these different entity types, these different business types. Okay, so state-owned business, this is probably not you unless like you're working for a government. State-owned basically means like government type of business, a publicly listed business, like companies that have stocks. Usually they're very large companies. Then we have things like privately owned businesses, which is probably going to be the majority of the viewers here watching this video today. And then you have charities, like if you're a nonprofit, or if you are an individual. So I'm going to be honest with you. Setting up an Amazon seller account as an individual is actually, from what we've seen, one of the easiest, like fast-tracked ways to get an account approved. But, a lot of people do want to set up LLCs and have like a formal company for that. So I think a lot of the viewers here are going to be either a privately owned business or an individual. So you choose which one you would prefer on this. If you don't have a company already set up, then maybe you would be doing it as an individual. So for this, I'm going to click privately owned business. And then, they even explain a little bit for you as well. And then I'm going to enter our business name. And I'm just making this seller account for this video for the purpose here, and then confirming your business location is correct and everything looks good, because you cannot change this later. So like if you create an Amazon seller account as an individual, you're going to have to sell as an individual. You're not going to be able to change that like after you get your account approved or something, because we've seen people try to do that and they've had their accounts shut down. There's a lot of things you got to work through, but hopefully, this video is helping you. And if it is, make sure you drop a like on this video. I really would appreciate it. Okay, so we're moving on to the next step here. Now, if you don't have a business set up, if you're thinking like, I don't have an LLC, I don't have a corporation, what does this even mean? Like I said, we do have like a tutorial showing you how to set up a company, but you do have other options. You can use something like Doula. So I'll leave a link to it down below. It's DOOLA. And they actually help you to form your company, whether it's an LLC or a corporation. They do this for a lot of different people. It's kind of like, as they explain it, a business in a box for entrepreneurs. So we do have a link to them down below. They are pretty cool, and you can form a US company from anywhere in the world. It's a really cool ability to do that, and there's not a lot of people who can like help with that besides Doula, and that's why I like them. So I'll leave a link to them down below as well. It's an affiliate link, so if you sign up for them, using our link, it helps us a little bit. We make, some money from that, but it helps, support the channel and encourage us to make more videos here helping you out. Okay, so now you're going to see 5 different steps here that we have. We have to enter in our business information, our seller information, our billing, store, and verification at the end, where you will actually have to get on a call with someone to prove that you are who you say you are and that you want to become a seller on Amazon. And so let's just enter this information here for our business. I've gotten a lot of questions on this for company registration number. So this is going to be something that is from, when you create your company. Like if you create an LLC, you're going to get a special number from the state in which you create your LLC. And that is the number that you'd be entering here on this section. If you don't have it, this could be a little bit problematic for you because, like they're not going to let you leave this blank, and you're not going to want to just put in a random number because this will come back to kind of haunt you, and it might end up getting your application rejected. So make sure that you can find that company registration number. It might not be called that on like the articles of formation or like the operating documents that have been created when you formed your company. But when you find that number, you're going to want to put it in there. So let me do that now. And then I'm going to enter in our company's address as well. Make sure that this is, a real physical mailing address. It can be your house. You don't have to go out and get like a big office or something. It's okay. It can be your house. Just make sure that it's something that, you actually have access to that mailbox. Okay. So let me enter in this information here. Okay, and I already verified my phone number. You're going to need to do this as well in order to pass through this business information section. So once again, just make sure that this is, a real phone number that you have access to. You can use Google Voice if you don't want to use your real phone number, but I would just use your real one because, you might end up getting some calls that you need to answer. All right, so we've changed the page there, and we're now entering in the primary contact person information. So this is just going to be all of my own information in case, they need to contact someone there. Now, there's some specific questions at the bottom here that I do want to talk about. So let me just fill out this info here on myself, and then we will move on to that, okay? All right, so this personal information section, I went ahead and I filled it out. So I did blur out some of my information here, but this one's actually pretty straightforward. So just enter your info. You're going to need either your driver's license or passport number. So make sure that you have that. I just use my driver's license because I have no idea where my passport is, but make sure you have that and you can fill that out. Now, you're going to want to also confirm that you are the primary contact person and that you are a beneficial owner of the business. Basically, that you own a very large portion of the business, and it's not like you're just like doing this for someone else. And then also that you are a legal representative of the business as well. And if there's anyone else, you have to add them. So like for this, I have to go ahead and add my brother because he owns part of our company, right? And so any beneficial owner of the business should get added here for their contact info. That's just going to help speed up the process of getting your account approved. If you have a lot of people in the business, it can get a little bit sticky. But generally speaking, you want the majority owners of the business to be listed here on this. So you should go ahead and add anyone else that you might need to there. And then also check this box that you confirm that you are acting on behalf of the registered business, and you will update all information when there has been any change made. So you need to remember that as well. If you ever move, you have to update that info as well, okay? So once you check all these boxes, then we can go ahead and click on continue. And now we're getting into the seller information section. So for this, what we're going to need is a valid bank account number. All right. And this should be for your business if you've already created a business, or if you're doing this as an individual, then you can just use your checking account that you have already. Right. So for people who already, who are doing this as an individual, it is going to be easier because like you probably already have a bank account set up. But you want to make sure that your bank account is the primary contact or the business name provided to Amazon. If it's not, your application is definitely going to get rejected. All right. So like if you just put in your company name and then your business bank account or the bank account that you try to connect here is like your mom's bank account or your uncle's bank account, you're not going to get accepted into the program. So make sure that the information lines up properly. And then also we're going to need to verify that we actually own the bank account, which we can do that as well. And then also make sure you have a credit card ready to go so that you can pay your monthly fee for the Amazon seller program. So let's go ahead and get into this. All right, so now we're going to add the bank account information. And so like I said, you can either do this personally or for your company, for your business, if you have created one. So let's go ahead, select the financial institution, and then you're going to need your routing number and your bank account number, and then verify your bank account. So let me go through that process right now. Okay, and so because my bank is stupid, my account verification is pending on that. I just have like a very niche bank. I shouldn't call them stupid, but I have a very small bank. And so they have to actually go through and I have to upload a bank statement just to kind of prove that I own the account. No big deal. I can do that later and I can, circle back with that. If you're using a big bank though, it should be approved. Like if you're using like Chase or Bank of America, Wells Fargo, something like that, then it should be pretty easy to do. All right, and so now we're moving on to more information here. This is just your credit card info so that you can pay this $39.99 per month for the Amazon seller account. If you've made it this far and you're like, oh wait, I wanted to do the individual, I don't think there's any way to go back and like change it to individual. So you have to go all the way back and restart the application if you want to avoid that $39.99 per month fee. But I really do think it's worth it. I would suggest it. So I'm going to put in my info here and then click next. All right, and now we've moved on to the billing section. And so this is actually probably going to be the most important section of the video here, because this is the one that raises the most questions. Maybe it's why you ended up here. You got halfway through and you're like, wait, what is this? So let's get into it here. Okay, so your store name. I would suggest this being the same name as your company if you've already set one up. But go ahead and enter in your store name. A lot of them, will be taken as well. So you want to make sure that it's open and it looks like it is available. So we're just going to go with Santrel Media because, hey, why not, right? But let's say that, like, for example, you wanted to go with like cooking store. And you're going to see that it is, I don't think it's available, and it's not available. Okay, so you're going to have to pick one that flows. But this is also going to be very difficult to change later. So don't do something stupid like monkey butt 2257 or something really embarrassing. Okay, so universal product codes. Do you have this for all of your products? Now, you do need this, but it's easy to do this, okay? And so if you want to have universal product codes, you just go to gs1.org to get your codes. So gs1.org. And this is basically just those barcodes that you see on your products, just like this, right? To have a valid ID. It's pretty easy to do this. If you need to get barcodes for specific products that you have, but this is going to be required for selling on Amazon. So gs1.org, I will leave a link to it down below in the description. So you're going to want to go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's say that we do have them for our products. And then it's going to ask you, do you have any diversity certifications that you wish to add to your account? No, I don't. Maybe you do. Go ahead, add those. But there's none that apply to me. I don't think so. And then also we're gonna have this question of, do you own a brand, or do you serve as an agent or representative or manufacturer of a brand for any of the products that you want to sell on Amazon? And so yes, I'm operating as a brand for my company. If you're an individual, you're probably going to do that as well. The only people who are going to say no here is if you are like an agent or a representative, and you're not actually like the one who is like selling these products. If you're doing it as like an intermediary for someone else. So like people, like if you're selling maybe like Nike shoes, but you don't own Nike, then you might have to kind of check no, or some of them. But if you own your company, you launch your LLC, or if you're an individual and you're selling your own products, then you're going to say yes. Okay. And then, do you have an active registered trademark? Trademarks are actually not very difficult to get. Some people think they need like lots of lawyers, but you don't. And so I don't have any registered trademarks for this company, so I'm going to check no here. All right, so now what we're doing is going through the identity and address verification. I have to blur a lot of this out, obviously, but let me scroll down here, and you'll see that we need to add my driver's license and then also some bank info or a proof of address, just to prove that I live where I say I live. And so this is either going to be a bank account statement or a credit card statement. So let me go ahead and dig those up from somewhere. I have to go search around and find them, and then I'll come back and put them in, and we'll move on, and I'll continue helping you through this process. All right, so I've added both of those documents, my license and my credit card statement, and I'm going to click next. Okay, and now we need to verify our identity, so we can either take a photo of our face or we can join a video call with an Amazon associate. I don't really feel like talking to anyone right now, so I'm just going to take a photo of my face, and let's continue on here. Let's click next. and then they will give you instructions on how to do this. So, I've actually gone through this process before on multiple other ones. It works better on mobile. So if you have your phone, like I'm applying on the computer here, but I'm just going to scan this QR code here, and I'm going to do the process here on my phone of actually creating this account. Okay, so all right, so I've done that on my phone, and I'm just going to click on refresh here. And it looks like my verification went through, and you get this little message up here that says, thanks for sharing your information. And so they're going to reach out if there's any issues there. Look, sometimes this can take a while. The worst thing you can do, though, is don't go out and try to pester Amazon. Like if you start emailing them every day, asking for like updates on your application, how's it going, I don't think that's going to work in your favor. So you need to be patient on this. And I've seen this take time. Sometimes, you can get approved in a couple of days. Other times this can be weeks. And I've even seen people who it takes months to finally get their Amazon seller account approved. And so if you have any issues as well on this, leave some comments down below. I'll try to help you out if you have any specific issues from specific countries. I can do my best to help you. I can't promise that I can help everyone. And then you can also reach out to me on Instagram or even on Twitter if you're having issues as well. Sometimes it can be kind of frustrating working with Amazon because, like you just want to be able to call someone and ask them questions, but, they're such a big company that it might be difficult for them to do that, right? All right, so that is the process of setting up an Amazon seller account. Once we get approved, maybe I'll make a video in a couple of weeks where I will show you how to actually list products and everything else if you want to go inside the dashboard. I'm not sure if enough people want to see that video, so if you want to see it, definitely comment below. Let me know if there's anything else you would like to see as well. And so, yeah, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to check out Dula if you want to set up a company. They're really great with helping people with company formation. And then also, we have a full hour-long Amazon FBA tutorial. I give some really great pointers in there. It's totally for free. We don't have any courses to sell you or anything. This is all free info. And honestly, you don't have to spend money on courses. I think you could do a lot of this for totally free with info like this. So thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more videos like this. And I'll see everybody sometime in a future video. I wish everyone the best of luck.